Get started. First thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is talents, like always. All these talents are mandatory except for two, which is Hunter versus Wild. So you want to get Pathing, Improve Serpent Sting, Trap Mastery, Thrill of the Hunt, Lock and Reload, TNT, Resourcefulness, Toxicology, Wyvern Sting, Axis Stings, Hunting Party, Sniper Training, 1 point Serpent Spread, Black Arrow, Go for the Throat, Sick'em, Efficiency, One with Nature. Could read these out to you, but I'm pretty sure you guys can all go in your spellbook and read what these do. If you question it, you shouldn't, because they're all basically DPS increase. Now, the only two optional talents we have are Hunter versus Wild. I put 2 for 2 in here because I'm squishing raid, so I need more health. But you can put it basically these 2 points in any of these places in this row. We have Survival Tactics. I wouldn't use this as much for the reduce trap spells will be resisted. I would use it more for the disengage. That could be useful. This would be my number 2 choice to what I got. Entrapment is good. Unfortunately, in Dragon Soul, you're not going to really be trapping a lot of stuff. So it's kind of weak. It's not... I mean, if you're doing Firelands or something, you might want to grab 2 for 2 in there just for Beth or something if you're doing the ads. But otherwise, in Dragon Soul, get started. First thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is talents, like always. All these talents are mandatory except for 2, which is Hunter versus Wild. So you want to get Pathing, Improve Serpent Sting, Trap Mastery, Thrill of the Hunt, Lock and Reload, TNT, Resourcefulness, Toxicology, Wyvern Sting, Axis Stings, Hunting Party, Sniper Training, 1 point Serpent Spread, Black Arrow, Go for the Throat, Sick'em, Efficiency, One with Nature. Could read these out to you, but I'm pretty sure you guys can all go in your spellbook and read what these do. If you question it, you shouldn't, because they're all basically DPS increase. Now, the only 2 optional talents we have are Hunter versus Wild. I put 2 for 2 in here because I'm squishing raid, so I need more health. But you can put it basically these 2 points in any of these places in this row. We have Survival Tactics. I wouldn't use this as much for the reduce trap spells will be resisted. I would use it more for the disengage. That could be useful. This would be my number 2 choice to what I got. Entrapment is good. Unfortunately, in Dragon Soul, you're not going to really be trapping a lot of stuff. So it's kind of weak. It's not... I mean, if you're doing Firelands or something, you might want to grab 2 for 2 in there just for Beth or something if you're doing the ads. But otherwise, in Dragon Soul, you're not going to be using this town a lot. Point of No Escape, this is probably the best next to what I'm using for fights that do have ads. Even just any fight that's not a boss, so you could do Spine. I think Hagara, it might work for some of the ads and the ice crystals. I'm not positive on that. And then like your Sage, you can use it and just throw it down and 3% extra crit on your targets. So that's always helpful. Me, like I said earlier, I'm squishy, so I like to die. So I have the 10% extra stamina. Let's go ahead and go into glyphs. Explosive shot, increase critical strike chance of your explosive shot by 6%. Obviously, you're going to want to get that. That's your number 1. Kill shot. This is your second strongest glyph. There's no really other good options when it comes to glyphs. Obviously, kill shot's not that bad. If your target's below 20%, it resets, so you can use it again if it fails to kill him. So, that's good DPS on your execute phase. Now the last two prime glyphs are debated. You can use either one depending on your playstyle. Yeah, your choices are Arcane Shot, which 12% extra more damage with the Arcane Shot. Not really that significant because you're not using Arcane Shot that much in your rotation. And then there's Serpent Sting, increased periodic damage, periodic critical strike, Serpent Sting by 6%. You're They're both solid choices. Serpent Sting is stronger in AoE fights. You're multi-dotting. You're gonna want to grab Serpent Sting for just straight up, Ultraxian like fights where you're just spamming all the moves you got. Then you're gonna want to grab Arcane Shot. If you don't want to switch, I would suggest Arcane Shot. I think overall it does more DPS than Serpent Sting, but with a lot of ads, and if you need that extra AoE damage, you might want to grab Serpent Sting. For your major glyphs, I suggest Raptor Strike. It's a good utility glyph for certain fights. Especially if you're in heroic modes right now. I don't have all that much room to talk. I'm 1 for 8 hard mode right now. My guild is. But we find it useful just looking at some of these fights, any type of damage reducing takedown for DPS can really help, especially in fights like Heroic Dressage. It's a really useful talent. Disengage, I use that for preference, but I'll scroll down to your optional ones. Deterrence, I wouldn't suggest, but if you're a fan of deterrence, you can go ahead and grab that one. Mending, if your pet's dying, that's my third. And your pet can get hit and can die, so that, quick heal. You just throw one on and you don't have to worry about him the rest of the, night. Trap Launcher, that's another really good one. I'm considering taking this over Mend Pet, just because I do use traps a lot. Or I do, explosive trap a lot more in this patch. So you can go ahead and grab that if you want. Replace that as one of the major glyphs. It's all preference. And so basically, I'll go over that again. Trap Launcher, Mending, Disengage, Deterrence are really your only options for glyphs, rating wise. If you want to grab other ones for your own personal reason, that's fine. And then obviously minor glyphs, it's whatever you want. I'd suggest you get Glyph of Revive Pet in case your pet was to die in the middle of a fight. And let's say it's you're not DPSing anything, or it's like AoE damage and the boss is immune or something like that. It's always useful to have reduced pushback when you're being attacked. Now let's go ahead and go into rotation. First thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about is shot priority. And it goes like this. Hunter's Mark, obviously. First thing you're going to want to do. Anytime explosive shot is off cooldown, you're going to want to hit it. You're going to want to keep Serpent Sting up, followed by Black Arrow. Oh, by the way, Cobra Shot. You should be using Cobra Shot as a survival hunter, and it keeps your Serpent Sting up. And then Black Arrow. Now this is what's debated, whether you should or shouldn't use Black Arrow in your rotation. Yes, it is true, you get more locked and load procs through your explosive trap. 100% true. It ticks more, therefore you get more lock and load procs. Anytime you can use explosive trap, even though it does less damage than Black Arrow, those lock and load procs will end up being overall more DPS than the Black Arrow. On fights that you are moving, or the boss is moving, or you're changing target, you're changing targets a lot, and targets are dying quickly, except if it's like AoE ads, you're gonna want to use Black Arrow. So And I think on Altraxian it doesn't work. I could be wrong. If I am, please comment, say, oh, you can use Explosive Trap on Altraxian. And I'm personally going to start trying that out, see if it more DPS than Black Arrow. But, like, good fights. Warlords and Oz is a pretty decent fight if you don't have to move around. Your Sage is a good fight to use Explosive Trap. Fights like Hagara, not so much. Not a great idea to use Explosive Trap. I would just stick with Black Arrow. Maybe the initial pull, if you can keep Hagara in place, but she usually moves around a lot. It's kind of annoying to try to use Explosive Trap with her. If you can get Explosive Trap down on a Ice Tomb or whatever it's called, or not Ice Tomb, I'm sorry, whatever the Ice ad's called. Its name escapes me at the current time, but I think it procs for that. I mean, the thing might be the same problem with the Traxian things in the air. The target's obviously in the air, but I think the hitbox might be reaching the ground, thus it ticks. But I'm not exactly sure on this. I haven't really explored it as much as I should have. If you have your own opinion on this, please comment, and I will get a response back to you as fast as I can. Lock and row procs. Okay, how you're going to want to do this before I go ahead and show you my DPS, like, going all out. I'm just going to go ahead and use Explosive Trap on the dummy, show you how to use your rotation for lock and row should be. So we'll go ahead and wait till you get lock and row. There we go. How you want your rotation to go. You can hit your first explosive shot, followed by Cobra shot, followed by explosive shot, followed by arcane shot, followed by explosive shot. This is the best way, best DPS possible. You get 3 explosive shots, and for the most part, you keep your focus up. So you're prepared if a black arrow is coming up, if you have to reapply Serpent Sting, you get some extra arcane shots in there. That's what you're going to want to do for all your lock and row proc needs. Some people say, hey, you want to do Cobra shot, or sorry, explosive shot, Cobra shot, explosive shot, Cobra shot, explosive shot, but it's not a it's not a DPS increase, and your focus capping, which for the most part you want to avoid doing. You always want to be dumping your focus, regaining it just enough to get an explosive shot off, or just enough to get black arrow off. So I would not suggest using that. For the max DPS, you're going to want to use that. Yeah, and you'll probably see me do it right now, but sometimes you'll be spamming arcane shot, lock and roll will come up, and you'll accidentally hit arcane shot. Luckily for us, 4.3.2, new patch coming up, this minor patch, they're changing it so arcane shot is no longer affected by lock and load, so we will not have to worry about that problem anymore, which is quite nice, if I do say so. The lock and load, I'm like, obviously I would have to test it, but there might be an upcoming change, and I'll make a short video on it once that patch becomes live, saying if anything changes or any little adjustment to the lock and load rotation. Now I will go ahead and show you how much DPS I'm going to do. I'm not going to waste my agility food, so I'll use crit food. I already have a flask from an early raid, so I am going to be buffed and have food for this, and we'll be using a potion just because it makes my life easy, because I already have the stuff on me, and show you what type of DPS I can do. So I'm a little bit more believable. I also have the cat buff, 549 agility. Alright, go ahead, pay close attention to my rotation. Hunter's Mark's up, my cooldowns are up. Go ahead and rapid fire, hit my explosive shot, hit my Serpent Sting, hit my black arrow, spam. Oop! Missed that cooldown. That's not good. You wanna hit explosive shot as fast as you can, even if that means you're giving up a coat per shot. Sometimes I'll get antsy and I'll spam too many of them. But you want to get as many explosive shots off as you can. Here, I'll go ahead and I'll use the explosive trap for this. And it's kind of cheating because my ticks are hitting that other training dummy. Oh, Lock and Road. Get that Cobra shot. Cane shot. Explosive shot. This is all there is to the rotation. It's fairly simple compared to some classes. It can get a little annoying at sometimes, especially with the changing. With my procs, my haste changes, so I sometimes have the urge to spam too many Cobra shots. Just makes me miss an arcane shot, explosive shot. I'll go ahead and I'll use explosive trap again. So back to what I was saying about Black Arrow versus explosive trap. It's more your preference. Higher DPS comes from explosive trap, just for those more lock and load proc. Another thing you might want to know, obviously explosive shots a DOT, so you're gonna want to let it run its course. It's only 2 seconds long, but make sure you don't double up. It's a waste of DPS. So next lock and load proc would be a good example. Or actually, yeah, I'll just use an incorrect rotation for it. Show you what I mean. So, ooh, and see, I hit. If you were watching up by my tidy plates, you saw my time never went to 0 on my explosive shot. So I missed that last tick, which is a big loss of DPS, more than you think. Just that last tick just absolutely kills if you miss it. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Please rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any grievances or you disagree on something, please leave it in the comment below. If you have any other advice for me or you have any other questions, please don't ask any more add-on questions. I'll make an add-on video for everybody to show you how I set up my add-ons, what add-ons they are. I have commented several times saying the same exact thing. So please don't worry about add-ons. Just stay tuned. If you really want to, subscribe to my channel, and I'll get an add-on video out to you guys as soon as possible. Additionally, I would appreciate everyone if they suggested this to people on their server. Anytime you see a hunter whose DPS is poor compared to yours after watching this video, because you guys are all going to be champs and you're all going to be pulling more DPS if you aren't already using this rotation, just give them the heads up. Hey, this is a nice video you can watch. It'll help you out with your DPS, because this is how we make WoW players better. We make guides so they learn. Try to dumb it down to the basics. And that's my little heart to all you guys. Thank you to my, I think, so far 18 subscribers. I do appreciate it. It's great. I'm hoping to get my channel off the ground. Again, please rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in my next video.